So we are now recording the March 29th, 2019 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, Dennis, we're going to start with, pardon?
I said it comes around every year.
Yeah, faithfully, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I guess it's fortunate that you're still here. Another trip around the sun, right?
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Good way to put it.
Well, Dennis, I'm glad that you could crawl out from underneath all the folders that are on your desk to give us some funny videos today.
Well, here's the little thing I had on my desk when I was in the corporate world. It says you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps.
Yeah.
That helps in a lot of situations.
Mhm.
Okay, well, the first video is going to be...
Wait, Sarah has one that she's putting up. There cannot be a crisis this week. My schedule is already full. I don't want to see mine.
Okay, this one is why you don't necessarily want to engage in road rage.
Uh-oh.
So can you...
Share. We're not seeing yours
Okay, can you see the...
Yeah.
All right.
coming up. Okay, make it big. Cool.
Okay.
So we got some road rage going to happen. This guy cut him off.
It's just another day in Russia, I guess.
Oh, geez.
Alrighty.
He's going to video it, too.
Look at him getting in the car and driving away fast.
Wrong vehicle to have road rage with.
Okay, and the next one is why you don't want to be hopping fences.
Uh-oh. That sounds pretty interesting.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I saw this one. This is like scary.
Okay.
Let's see.
Push the play.
Trying to share my screen. Can you see it?
We can
Yep.
see it. We just need
Okay.
you to play it. So there's a guy with a fence. Doesn't want to play.
Want to play?
Let's see. I'm going to try it again.
Okay.
Lost my internet. I don't know.
You're back now, Larry.
Okay.
Did you see Dennis's first video? Were you on then?
No, the thing dropped out.
Coming to our second. You'll have to look at the replay because
Okay.
second one. Well, I think we might move on. And Dennis, if you get
Okay.
that up working, let me
Oops.
know. Just give me a holler.
Oh, I see. I haven't shared it yet. Okay. Just a second. I got to go back to the beginning.
Okay, if you're ready, we'll hang with you. So share your screen.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going. Oh, stop.
Stop! He's at the top of the fence. Oh no.
It's stuck again. It's broken. Nope. There it goes.
Here he goes. And he's like, okay. Oh, whoops.
Oh, his foot's in it.
Look at the car.
Oh.
Dominoes.
Look at the cars going, whoops.
Why don't you try to put it back up?
Oh, yeah. This is good. He's like, I'll fix it.
Oh, he's going to put it back?
I'll fix it. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, it's not going to work. At least he tried.
Well, these people are like, oh, good. We can walk over now.
I'd say that was a design fail. What do you
What's
think?
this? This is at night.
Oh, this must be another one.
Another one? Oh!
Oh, too much.
For videos. Okay.
Funny.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to do a road rage. That's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. If you can't see in them windows, you better be careful.
Looking down the barrel of a gun.
Wonder, though, if that one where they did that with the window and the guy had the gun, don't you think that was like filmed on purpose? I mean,
No, the guy was doing his cell phone, and
He looked like he was scared running back in the car and getting in there fast.
he was. I mean, he didn't shut off his.
Not only did the guy have a gun, he already had the face mask on.
It was in Russia. It was probably some Russian.
oh yeah.
The bodyguard in the back seat.
Oh boy.
Okay, so the next subject is Clickup. Been a lot of talk about Clickup. Everybody's talking about how much they love it. So I have a project, and I thought, you know what? This looks like a good time to try it out. So,
What exactly is it like a CRM or what?
project management, I would call it more.
Us
Hmm.
and
Okay.
collaboration and
Collaboration, right? Well, that's what I'm using it for. And I do want to say, you know, last week they said that they wanted Licio and Clickup to get married. Yes, I really want that to happen.
because I want Clickup to be internal and Licio to be out facing. But
Right.
then be in the same system.
Well, I'd love for them to be able to talk to each other because Clickup is great, but the one area that I really, really, really feel the lack is communication between people. Like you can create tasks and you can do wonderful things. My project was I have a business organization and we have an event coming up and we're small enough that we can actually contact all of the businesses and ask them, are you coming? Or, you know, that kind of thing. And we have volunteers that have offered to do this. So I was able, like in previous years, I would take an Excel sheet and we would divide up the businesses and, you know, one person would get, you know, 10, another person would get whatever they wanted, and we would divide it up like that. So I was thinking that's what I wanted to do with Clickup. Well, I was able to create a checkoff list and then add all of the people to the tasks. So now whenever they do or whatever they're going to do, contact these businesses, they can all go in there and check off the businesses that they've taken care of. Only showing the ones that are left open for the other people to check off or contact. So that's working wonderfully well. I mean, it was super easy to do that. It was super easy. Get the information, copy and paste from Excel and make a checkoff sheet that was like 100, you know, items. So with all of the information, I was able to give the business name, person, the people to contact, and telephone numbers. It went in beautifully. But the problem is you can't really leave comments. I'd love to be able to leave comments. Sarah, you're not, we lost you, Sarah. You look like you're talking and we're not hearing.
Now?
There we are.
That was weird.
Kind of low.
Do you slow? Do you I forgot my question.
Okay.
Comment.
Oh, I thought there was some sort of a comment thread on a task.
Maybe there is, and I haven't found it.
Really?
That's like my biggest problem with Clickup is I'm really feeling it's difficult to get around in there. I'm loving that I can be the manager and do things on the computer, and they can open it up on their phone, on their mobile phone, and get the tasks and do all of these things. And I can send them informations. I can send them flyers about the event. I can send them the list of contacts in a large Excel sheet. You know, all of these things, and they can open it up on their phone. Now, in Excel, I have always really thought Excel and a phone do not work because of the size. But you're able to expand it and you're able to see the information that you need. So it is working great in that regard. It's just been difficult in ClickUp, I guess, because
Gina, you can do comments. I can see where you would be a little like not sure where it is, but when you open up the event or the task, on the bottom right-hand side, there's a really faint
I
bubble.
saw that, and I don't know that it goes across to everyone.
It goes across to whoever's watching it. So you have to, up in the top right-hand side, there's a watcher.
Nope, I get that, and I've got them all set up so that they can do everything. They watch and they see, but I haven't been able to get my comments to go through.
Do you think that, are you using the free version or the paid version?
I think that might be it. I'm using the free version.
Let's see, I'm on the free, I think.
And the other thing is,
Seth said something this morning about there's a difference between the web version and the one that's on the PC.
Oh.
absolutely there is. I have really found that there are things that you can do on the PC and not on your mobile device. But like I said, if I'm the manager and I'm on the PC all the time, it's fine. What the people that I'm asking to do the tasks on their mobile devices is working for me.
Good.
Since they don't have to do any of the admin stuff, they don't necessarily need access to everything. But they do get access to all of the documents and different types of things that I can, you know, I'm able to upload PDFs, I'm able to upload JPEGs, I'm able to upload Excel. Sarah's got something happening there.
My mother just texted me, happy birthday.
Oh,
Texted. She texted.
Good job, Mom.
That must be my brother. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nope, that's okay, I understand.
I'm just shocked. Now, one thing I like about Smart Sheets is, you know, we can have conversations going on a row, and I can make my checklist, everything, but I can design the columns. Like sometimes I want a checklist where I can say, verified the information, downloaded it.
Right, that's what I was looking for. Like, you know, they could put a comment, you know.
I want more, sometimes, but every client and every situation is different. So
Right.
I'm trying to get something to replace my Smart Sheet, because Smart Sheet works beautifully for us, except as a manager. Everything's in silos.
Right,
Found a
right.
good way for me to step back and see what everybody's doing, that nothing's getting through the cracks. Whereas ClickUp,
You've
really
got
designed
that
for that.
manager view. Right, right.
mm-hmm.
And
I
I'm
can
having
really
a
check my team.
time with the settings.
Yeah.
Once you've set it up, if you want to go back and change things like the colors.
Yeah, I like that
you know,
stuff.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I like it. It's visual. I'm not sure if it's because I'm on the free version, if I have to pay for it to get that ability. I don't know.
Well, I don't like their billing model, because like Licio, you pay per user, but then all your collaborative, all your guests are free. You have as many clients as you want and all your guests are free. With this, you only get like a handful of guests. So if I want to like, I may have a client where I have 5 different employees that I'm talking to all the time. So that's 5 guests. And right there, I mean, it's just going to be, you have to buy like another team member to get a couple more. I'm like, they're not thinking that through.
Right, right. The other thing is, it seems like they do a lot of, what do they call them? Command keys. And it looks like they use Mac, because they'll give you instructions. Use Command, Alt, and whatever. Sorry, I'm not on Mac. And I won't ever remember those shortcuts. I'm in so many different programs. They're all different, you know? Why do they think that I'm going to remember that for the 10 minutes out of the day I'm using the one program?
If you use the / it brings up the command list.
And see,
that / minus sign is subtask.
Oh, you can do that in a lot of programs. Yeah.
Thank you.
Which is the old Lotus stuff, right?
Right.
Ah, see, I missed that.
Dating ourselves.
What? What do you? I mean, I read up about that.
Did you?
No, I'm an old Lotus girl.
But I'm liking it. I'm liking the power of it. I can't wait to see it mature a little bit better.
Most of my busy season's done. I can start playing again.
So it'll be fun. So, hey, Brandon, I want to give a shout out to you for helping me out today, man.
What'd you do?
You are welcome. And I did it from the island on my phone. It was great.
Yep. We Zoomed and Brandon took care of it.
I finally got to the office to start working. I had to get some rest. My wife has been working me like a dog.
That's pretty funny. You have to go to work to rest.
But thank you, Brandon.
You are welcome. It was my pleasure.
So Tiffany left us. Okay, bye.
Who left?
Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany. I thought she was waving goodbye to somebody. She was waving goodbye to us.
I did too. I thought she was waving to somebody. I was like,
And so Larry says to you, Brandon, he sees you're sporting G Plus 2 days.
Yeah.
Google Plus. What's that?
I got that shirt when I went on a tour of the Google campus in San Jose. It was really, really cool. I've got a friend that works there, and he took me around the place, and they've got a gift shop there, but only the employees are allowed to go there. So, or unless an employee takes somebody onto the campus and shows them around, they can go to the gift shop. So
You're going to have to get him to get you a new shirt.
right? One that's not
really.
obsolete. It'll be kind of like me. I'm almost obsolete. So
No way.
No, you better not be. No.
Well, our next subject today is QB Live. Dennis is seeing all kinds of pricing. They're putting.
I can't find it now. It was in Facebook. I can never find stuff in Facebook.
I know, right?
Do they have a search mechanism in Facebook to look for, rather than just scrolling
I
through?
don't think they do it. You look at something, I do it all the time. I go, oh, this is pretty cool. Let me go back and show it, and I can never find it again.
Yeah.
They do have that save thing, but how many things can you save?
I know. Then I save
You
stupid
get to 50, it just like is what?
Well, it was with Chris Reagan was on it. I think that. Was
Yeah.
you on it, Sarah? Right. Linda was on it.
I was on it, yeah. And then we talked about it on the Wine and Whiskey Wednesday.
You'd be a better person to speak to it than I would, since I just kind of glanced at it.
Well, you have all the pricing that they're testing. It was on, actually it was on Stacy K's. If you want to hear all about it, go on her, Stacy and Richard Ropa's blog Talk Radio with Woody too. And they talked about how Intuit's doing, and Rich Priest was on, and he talked about the pricing and how they're testing the market. So they did you could go on and, as a buyer, and you don't have an accountant. So they would ask you, do you have a professional to help you? And if you say no, then it brings the other windows open. And then they were testing, would you like to try this service? And then you clicked it, it brought you to the pricing. And then if you clicked yes, it took you nowhere. It was just, they were just dry, they call it dry testing. And so,
Client, though, Sarah, your client was more than dry testing.
yeah, that was not a dry test. What happened with your customer?
But that seemed like it would, it seemed like they would say, well, this is just a test, rather than kind of raise expectations, saying, oh, am I being.
Well, they do have a team. They have a team in Idaho, and where T-Sheets is, and they've got 10 bookkeepers, and they're trying to figure out how to do bookkeeping with it now. So it was originally just going to be support, where they just have somebody on staff to answer the phone. If you needed a bookkeeper and had a bookkeeping question, there would be somebody there to answer. And now they're actually testing the market with bookkeeping. That's why the prices went from like the 200s up to some pages start up with $400, some pages up with $600.
Really?
It sounds like they're trying
Yeah,
to
now
commoditize
that makes more
bookkeeping.
sense.
So yeah, so it's going to be, and you're not always going to have the same bookkeeper. So if you call, you're going to get,
That's
you
not
might
good. That's
Susie
not
or Fred or whoever if you call.
So if
It's just
Joe
theory
Blow made a
then.
mistake
It's
and
just
you
help.
try to figure out, I mean, how's that? I mean, I imagine they're probably under a certain amount of time pressure to be making money on this thing if they're pricing out the.
Yeah, they're testing the market. Actually, they're doing work for us, right? So we can find out what the price point is on the bookkeeping service. Let them do
That's
the
sort of occurred to me.
figuring. Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how it goes. I know. I just think of how when I meet with a client and how somebody starts with me and all the back and forth that happens, and I don't know how that's going to work for them, but you know, it's Intuit. They have a lot of money behind them, and they have plans, and they'll probably figure it out.
You could argue that each QuickBooks file is like a snowflake. I mean, people get pretty creative in screwing things up, and so.
But you have to learn the client. You have to learn the client's.
Yeah.
That's part of it, you know. Every client is a
You
learning
invest time into
right.
getting, you know.
Which would be difficult if you're calling Susie one day and Fred the next day, right? So, and with the template, I mean, I've tried to template this and figure out how to make this fit a cookie cutter, and it never does.
No.
Well, it seemed like,
the same industry client is different.
Yeah, if you got specialized industries that have all sort of idiosyncrasies and ways to, you know, traps to fall, and you're using QuickBooks, and it's like.
I've been tempted to call to sign up for Bench and to send my books to Bench just to see what Bench would do with them.
I want to test this service out. We were talking about it. In fact, Matthew and I were talking about it, and he couldn't be here today, but he wanted to say hi to everybody and have a great weekend.
Right.
But, yeah, hi Matthew. But yes, so I would love to test it. I don't know how I'd be able to do that, but I'd like to take a client. I have a couple clients in mind that I think would be great, and just take it off the bookkeeper that's on and just see what the experience is. Somebody I know tried the BotKeeper one, and it wasn't a happy experience.
I can't imagine that it would be.
Yeah.
Especially with all the things that are happening now, because things go purring along just beautifully, and then something happens and the sync breaks, and then when that happens, everything falls all over the place.
Well, it just seems kind of not wise to, you know, be switching people, because something could happen and the person that did the entry maybe left the company or started their own business or whatever. It just seems like it's not something you want to commoditize if it's more of a relationship type of business with clients. I mean,
I'm sure we'll get customers with it. I mean, there's always going to be that person. I mean, they've got the perfect opportunity as they sell the software, right? And do you need help? And here you are.
Absolutely.
They did say adamantly, though, that in the Stacey K thing, and I didn't listen to the in the No webinar, I missed it because I picked the wrong time. But they did say that they're not giving up on the Pro Advisors. They want to make sure everybody knows that they're still going to be doing the Pro Advisor program, they're still going to be doing the leads, and not to be worried about that at all, which was, I think that's important because we're all kind of freaking out a little bit about it. I know I am.
Well, I used to work for a big company, Warsh Mutual, and I wouldn't say companies lie, but they do engage in strategic misrepresentation in terms of.
That's a good way of putting it, Dennis.
But I think QuickBooks and Intuit has been trying to shift the Pro Advisors into the more trusted advisor, KPIs, putting the apps all together with these. So I kind of feel they're trying to lead us into making more money. And I just, with my clients, I know that sitting side by side with them to learn the way their mind works, name the accounts on the chart of accounts, however they think of it. Like I got a client that has, one's a 2017, one's 2018. But I said, well, what do you think of them as? Oh, it's the white and the black Tesla. Okay, so that's what we name them. And then at the end, I'll put the year. So the accountants will know that, you know. So it's like I name a lot of things. So, and I also have a lot of different vendor names in that. So that when, like one of my clients has primary homes that he owns and and where he lives. He has 2 primary homes. He has 2 rental homes that he's paying loans on, and he has expenses on those. So when he gets his insurance bills, it's important that those insurance bills be all broken out. So I have Allstate, and then the account name, and then after that, PV condo, rental condo. Allstate and the account name, and then Sea Glass Home, which is his primary home, and then the same thing, Allstate Ranch.
Dennis? Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay, whatever. So, but that way, when they grab it, they're all in a row. They can grab the right one, and it automatically goes to the right category, and it automatically goes to the right class. But now we're finding I'm having to double check that that's being done. But I'm getting more and more training the staff a lot better. Why that's so important, because how the write-offs, how they all go on different IRS forms, because they wouldn't know that.
Absolutely.
But see, that's where we're really good at what we do, because we've got years of experience.
Yeah.
And we've learned when you do a little trick like that, that prevents an error.
Right, and then when they look at it, they say, oh, that's not the one I wanted. And they look underneath the triangle and they grab the one they did want. Right. So we have.
But I wonder how some, somebody who's doing bookkeeping and they're answering the phone, or they're doing, I don't know how many clients they can.
Well, what they're gonna do is Intuit's gonna ship you a computer.
Yeah.
You're going to work on their computer, and you can pick your own hours. And they said they had a lot of great feedback from people who are like maybe retired, paraplegic, or that can't really, not paraplegic, but they can't get around and can't get to a job.
Yeah.
They thought that this is a fabulous program. So they're getting that kind of feedback. But like Dennis said, the problem with what's going on with the whole thing, the whole program got rolled out not in the best way. And their marketing messages are so mixed that you can understand where our fear comes from. But don't you wonder, like Linda, how you started your business so long ago? What would you tell somebody starting in this business today with this? What would you tell them to do? Because I didn't know how to do all the complex stuff when I started.
No, I guess. I don't know. I guess I would say try to work with somebody who's an expert.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Teams, you collaborate a lot. And all of us, part of the reason why Sarah and Gina and Dennis and I are doing well is we collaborate with other experts. We draw on all their talent.
But we also started our careers working for somebody else and really got a lot of experience under our belt before I even thought of going out on my own. And of course, and I'm really good, and we're all good at, I think the ones of us who are good, we're good at deconstructing. So if you're passionate and you're inquisitive and you want to learn, you can take a tax return or a general ledger or something that came from another accountant and deconstruct it. And then through the years, you learn all those little tricks that make your life easier. And it's just years of experience. So I don't know how to, if somebody wants to go out on their own, that's probably the first conversation I have is, well, what have you done?
Yeah.
Because it is software. Taking all the tests to learn software that's a tool. It's like learning how to use a saw, but you don't know how to measure. You don't know what a house plan looks like.
Measure twice, cut once.
I call
Measure twice, cut.
Just rely on the software. Just to me, just kind of cookbooking it because you don't really understand the underlying principles.
Right.
And I think people get in trouble.
I can follow a cookbook, but I can't cook.
Well, that's okay.
Good analogy. That's an excellent analogy.
That's my line, Sarah.
Instructions, but
You can take classes at community colleges. I took accounting because my degree is in math, and I didn't work at a bookkeeping or accounting place. I had
you're
worked
self-taught.
rental property business. I'd worked as an executive secretary.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is I'm just smart, So, and I'm very curious and I love to learn things.
Yeah.
And when I first started my business, I started it as a computer consulting company. And I would help people with anything they need. This was in the late 90s. Anything any needed help with computers, Word, I could show you how to do a mail merge, Excel, I could show you how to do an Excel thing. But people would have one appointment with those things. But after 3 years, when I'd run my credit card charges up to like $30,000, it's like I went to the Small Business Association and they said, look at everything you're doing. Where do you go back over and over again? And of course, it was with the bookkeeping accounting, because people need more help with that. You can't just teach them in one appointment. So
honestly, they didn't start their business to do bookkeeping.
Wait a minute.
Their business to do their business.
Danny DeVito says that you don't need any help at all.
No.
I know, right?
You can trust them.
Like
I mean, QuickBooks has been like that ever since it began. I mean,
I know.
but that's the marketing. That's what you said about the marketing is so confusing. It's the marketing that's confusing. You listen to Danny DeVito. and
Exactly.
you can swipe and save $4,000.
yeah, right.
No problem.
You better believe everything you hear,
I guess
especially from Danny DeVito. Or
one of the things,
so for the ones y'all that are using QBO, did you see the post where someone's client was had ads to get them to upgrade from Plus to Advanced, even though they're nowhere near the usage limits. And then they added a priority circle near the gear icon to call for help. And you click on that, and it's this person. But if there's a wholesale account, why isn't it their pro advisor popping up? You know, why is it this? You know, so they already have an accountant. They already have somebody who's supporting
and
them.
wholesale, the person is buying their
Right.
software for them.
And now they're trying to farm them off to additional help.
Was that person on QB Advanced? Because Elite, that's called Priority Circle, comes with Advanced, so it comes with it no matter if you have a bookkeeper or not, or an accountant.
Yeah, but Sarah's
Well,
right.
Today and QuickBooks.
Yeah, but I don't know how they selected you.
I don't know.
But you know,
If you are a wholesale, if you are selling QBO as wholesale, and
It's your client. It's on a part of your
Intuit.
client list.
I'm gonna have to try it. I have it
billing
advanced.
you, not the client.
you
You
would
are
think
billing
that-
the client.
You would think that would shut it off, right?
Do they tell you, or do they continue billing you? Because you get so many licenses, whether they're used or not.
Well, maybe I'm assuming it was. Maybe I'm assuming that it was wholesale, but it said my client. It's got the green and the accounting, and it looks like a message that says "unlock here." You know, they're trying to get them to upgrade to advanced, and then there's a pro advisor and a phone number, and it says you're our priority. How can we help you?
That sounds like it's QuickBooks Advanced has that feature in it, Priority Circle. So that sounds like maybe they were.
Well, maybe they already upgraded. They already upgraded to advanced.
Mhm.
I didn't do it again.
It sounds what it sounds like.
so they may do something like that to tease people in. It's
Yeah,
like,
but if
There
they
is
don't
a
know
lot
what
of
advanced
advertising.
is, they go, "Oh, advanced, click."
well, what I do is I tell all my clients, do not click on anything until
Yeah.
your tax.
Do they listen to you?
They actually,
They do.
a lot of my
You've
clients,
got your clients trained. I need to come. I need you to follow me home with Linda.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, we need a setting in the settings where you can say turn off ads or turn off
Right.
solicitations, like
Turn
no
off all pop-up messages. We want.
Well, there is a place you can turn off the advertising, but it keeps coming back. Even if you do that box, it's in the settings. But it keeps coming back, and you have to keep shutting it off.
like that button when you want to cross the street. It's like a dummy button. You think
A
it's
fake button.
across the street, but it
Kind of
doesn't.
sounds like malware to me.
doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, well.
All right. Well,
Well, you would think
wait
that
and
they would-
see.
We're out of time, but I wanted to, I will next week mention about the NEAT demo I saw, which is,
Yeah.
I think, really excellent. But one of the things that's kind of cute, Neat has been in business for like over 20 years as well. And so that's kind of nice to know. They're not going to go out of business overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things they have is they have a reality check kind of thing where you verify that the receipt that the customer either scanned in or took in with a phone or whatever, you get 10 calls a month to verify a receipt is accurate. And one of those 10 calls, a human being actually looks at the receipt and says, yes, that's accurate. Or no, that's not accurate. And I thought, that's kind of a nice little feature.
Mm-hmm.
I want one of those
I think
reality check buttons.
their humans are stateside, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
I have to look at my spreadsheet, but I think Neat, because that's one of the things, is that if there's any human help involved, I'm like, where are they? I just want to know.
Are they Russian?
All righty. Well, we are out of time for this week. Linda, I'm looking forward to it next week, your Neat demo talk. And everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you all same time, same place next week.
Bye.
Bye.